Okay, hey. So, I'm gonna show you how to do your makeup. Alright. Start off with the concealer. This is what I put on you first as well. So, let's do it here. You can put like a little triangle of concealer. It depends on how much you want. This is how much I usually like. It looks like a little bit more than it is. Because it blends out pretty well. And then I'll go in and I'll just put it over any like little blemishes that I don't really want sticking out for that day. Alright, and then we take our beauty blender, and mine isn't wet. You don't have to have it wet, but we wet it when we did your makeup. We did wet it. It helps with just the application and like the smoothness of it. So then you're going to blend it out. And this will take just like a minute. When you're blending, you're pretty much just like pressing down. You're not wiping or anything. You're just like pressing like that. And you can just go in little circular motions. And I'm using like the tip of it, like the triangle part at the tip. Our beauty blenders look a little bit different, but it's the same concept. And then I'll go over my eyes a little bit. Under. Just keep tapping it until it's completely blended. Just like that. Yeah. And then we'll go in with the blush. And this blush, the blush that I gave you, is the same blush as this. It's super, super pigmented, so you don't need a lot. So I'll just do like a little turn here, a turn here, just like that. And then a tiny dot on the nose. A little dot on the bridge there, and you can take the back of the beauty blender, so the like circular side of it, and you're just gonna blend that out. And I like to rub a little bit. I rub in like circular motions like that, and then once you have it kind of blended out in that circular motion, then you can start blending it. So I'll blend it back into the like towards my ear a little bit more circular motion, more blending towards the ear. A little bit of blending towards the nose, just a little bit, like that. And then the other side. Yeah, and it'll look a little bit more intense as you're doing it, because you also are pressing onto the face and, you know, causing a little bit of irritation. And then for the nose, just a little circular motion onto it like that. I'm just going down and around. You pretty much, there's kind of no rhyme or reason to it. You're just blending it out so it doesn't look like super intense. And then for the bridge of the nose, just up and down, just a little bit. And then what I like to do is I'll take the back of my brush with that still a little bit left over of concealer, and I'll just go along the bottom just a little bit and a little bit along the top of it. Just like that. And then a little bit here. And that's it for the blush. And then next, you don't have powder yet, and that's totally okay. But I like to take a little bit of translucent powder. This is Wet n Wild. It's pretty cheap at CVS, and it's a really nice powder, and it's just a translucent powder, and I'll just put a tiny little bit under my eyes to set that concealer and brighten it up just a little bit more. And again, you don't have to do this. This is optional. Alrighty. And then for highlighter, so I have this little circular guy here. You have the square dude. So you will take your little square and you'll just put a tiny little bit on the edge of your finger, just like that. And then you're gonna make a little bit of a line right here. And then you can take a clean finger and just blend that out. So just by pressing down, just around it in circular motions, just like that. And then the other side, just a little line, blend it out in a circular motion. A little bit more on the finger. Then we go into the nose, Just one tiny little dot at the edge there, just like that. Take a clean finger, or the finger you're using to blend it out. A little bit more, tiny little bit, just a tiny little line on the very, very bridge of the nose, just like that. You can see it reflect there, and then you blend it out. And there's 2 more areas you want to add it. It's going to be the inner corners of the eye, and that's going to brighten it up a lot. Take a clean finger and blend it, or the finger you've been using to blend it. Inner corner of the eye, just like that. Blend it out, just like that. So that's the highlighter that I usually do every day. If you want, you can always take a little bit, put a little bit right above the lip. It just brightens up the top of your lip before you put on the lip gloss. You can also put a little bit under your eyebrow to highlight that eyebrow bone, and just blend it out. Every time you do it, just blend it out. So that's that basis. And then, you're almost to the end here. Now you're gonna be putting on your mascara. So take your mascara, and just pull it out. Make sure it doesn't look like super clumpy on the brush. So this looks fine, sorry, it's kind of hard to see. So what you're gonna do for the mascara is you're going to look into the camera and start from the bottom of your lashes right next to your eye and go up. Keep your eye open as you do this. And you're just gonna keep doing that until you've coated the entire upper lash. It's okay if it gets like little dots on your face. Don't wipe them away as soon as you see them. Let them dry so that the mascara dries and it becomes a bit of like a crust, so it's easier to scrape off. Like if I get a little dot here, I'll show you in a minute how to get that off. So you just keep going up. You can go over the same area a bunch of times. You can wiggle it a little bit as well. Just going up. Just like that. Nice. And then for the bottom lashes, it's gonna be the same thing, but opposite. So keep your eye open. Don't look down, look straight ahead. Little bit of a wiggling motion. I prefer the wiggling more than just like going down. Just wiggle it on those bottom lashes. Get it all along the lash line. Here's my car mirror. Yeah, and if you want a more natural look, which is totally cool. I mean, this is more natural, first of all, but you don't have to add mascara to the bottom lashes because that will make it more noticeable on your lash line. But that's the finished look for that eye. So I'll do the other eye while this is drying and just re-explain it. So it's just gonna be going up, and once you get good at it, it'll go super fast. And again, don't be worried about like getting stuff on your face because you can always take it off later. And you can flip the brush around kind of as you need it between the 2 eyes. Use the end of the brush, use the middle of the brush, the whole thing is really good. If it ever feels like it's too clumpy or your lashes feel like they're too clumpy, what I always recommend doing, wipe it off, like wipe one edge off on the mascara bottle so it's less, so there's like less on one side, and then kind of go back over your lashes. And clumpy is never a bad thing per se. So this should be dry at this point, so it should mostly just come right off. You can just wipe it off just like that, and then it's gone. And then the other side, just wipe it off. And if you don't want to wait for it to dry, if you're like in a rush, you can always just wipe it. Saliva actually works really well for kind of like a makeup remover. But yeah, and then if there's a little bit of crusties under your eyelid, which I usually have when I do my bottom lashes, you just take your pinky and you just swipe it very carefully under the lashes on both sides. Yep, and that's gonna be your finished natural makeup look. Oh, sorry, lip gloss. One more thing. So I have this one. You have that cute little sparkly one that you got. Lip gloss is pretty simple. You're just gonna follow the shape of your lips with the little wand. So curve over, curve down, And especially with gloss, because it's just an easier application. You don't really have to worry about like running over the sides of your lips, because if you do, it's fine. And if you need to neaten it up, just go down and just kind of like follow the line of your lip with your finger, and you can just wipe off some of that shine. But yeah, that's it. If you have any more questions, just feel free to ask me.